Alright, so I am a part of Disability Gang. Damn, I'm ugly and disabled. What a bad hand to be dealt with. I have been a part of this gang for 10 years now, and the roller coasters of emotions and the amount of bullshit I have gone through for something I can't change is honestly insane. I have mentioned my disability in previous videos, but I've never went into full detail, so that's what I am here for today, to discuss how my disability makes my life a nightmare. Alright, first we gotta start off with what my disability is. So I am visually impaired. So this could mean a myriad of things, so let me explain mine. Like I have said in previous videos, I am partially blind. I cannot see out of my central vision, I can only see out of my peripheral vision. Side vision. I cannot see small print, meaning it's a struggle to read books, it's a struggle to read articles, it is a struggle to use a regular keyboard because I cannot see any of the keys. My light sensitivity is terrible, meaning that outdoors I have to wear sunglasses all the time, and even sometimes indoors. Every time I use a computer I have to use blue light glasses. My phone is on night shift mode 24/7, and life is just harder being visually impaired. And before I go any further, I already know what you guys are thinking. But what's the big deal? Just go get glasses or go get LASIK. If your blind ass can't see for shit ass, hell no, nigga, I'm not letting you finish this time. For the people who are thinking that,
shut the fuck up!
This is the bullshit I was talking about earlier. Majority of the people in my life, when I told them about my disability, would always say, go get glasses or go get LASIK. But what they fail to realize is that telling me to go get glasses is like giving a person in a wheelchair a walker and telling them to walk.
That's not how it works.
And the reason why is because my vision impairment is not caused by a cornea issue. It is an optic nerve issue. My optic nerve is very thin. It looks something like this, when it's supposed to look like this. Since my disability is caused by a bad optic nerve, I do not have any prescription in my eyes, meaning that glasses will not work for me. Believe me, I've already tried. And LASIK eye surgery repairs your cornea, meaning if I had LASIK eye surgery, my vision would still be terrible. And to be honest with you, I don't blame them on why they didn't understand my disability, which I will explain later. Anyways, due to my optic nerve being so thin, it caused me to lose my 20/20 vision and I became partially blind. I was 10 years old when this happened. And in the last 10 years, I have gone through some bullshit. Now, let's discuss how my disability makes my life a nightmare. Well, the first thing is that in my experience, I receive little to no sympathy.
Woohoo! You know what, Turk? If you want sympathy, get a disease people can see.
And I just want to point out that I probably got no sympathy because I don't look like I have a disability. And look, I know, wanting sympathy from people is a bad thing. Like a really bad thing. But in my defense, what my 10-year-old mind was thinking about was those kids who break their legs or any other body part and they get special privileges. So when I went back to school, I thought that I would get those same privileges or people would show more empathy towards me. I was like, man, I can't see for shit. Now people are going to treat me with so much more respect and gratitude. Our school life is going to be so much better. I couldn't have been far more wrong. If you have watched any of my previous videos, I mentioned that I am a part of the sexual harassment crew. And I grew up ugly, so I was already being disrespected by my classmates. And my disability just added more fuel to the fire. And I would soon find out that when something is wrong with you, people will treat you like something is wrong with you. So from this day on, I would be known as the ugly, short, blind kid. Wow. Made fun of for 3 things I can't change. First time I realized I was going to get no sympathy for my disability was in 5th grade. I was in a play for my class, and I had a major role. During this time is when I lost my vision. So one day when we were rehearsing our lines, and I was having a hard time reading the script, I was like, and the girl I was rehearsing lines with was starting to get irritated and mad at me for taking so long to read my lines. Now, I am not joking when I say that she got so mad that she literally stormed off and said out loud, I can't do this, he's taking too long. And what did I do to deserve this? My vision problem going to cause me issues for the rest of my life. What is my future going to look like if my vision stays like this forever? At the age of 10, I did not know it would cause me a lot of problems, but I soon found out once I got to middle school. When I got to middle school, my school life became worse. In middle school, my vision became so bad that I realized that I couldn't read any of my papers anymore. So my mother helped me do my homework every night. Shout out to my mother, W Mom. But sadly, what I didn't realize is that middle school kids are different than elementary school kids. And why is that? It's because puberty is coming into effect. Kids are becoming more rebellious, more difficult, less empathetic, and less patient. And something I failed to realize is that if you say your parents help you with anything in middle school, your ass is getting cooked. When I was in 6th grade, I remember I had to do a presentation. All I had to do was answer 5 questions. So I went up there and started my presentation. And I answered the first 4 questions and everything was good, no pushback. But when I got to the 5th question, and I misunderstood the question and got it wrong, a teacher started giving me some pushback. And I was like, hey, if I got the question wrong, I apologize. And my mother did not understand the question. Your mom helps you with your homework. Well, yeah, you know, I have a hard time seeing the keys on the keyboard. So she, hey, yo, this man's mom helps him with his homework. He's such a loser. after that moment, I totally didn't go to my desk and start crying, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man, I would never cry over something like that.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Or I did, just leave me alone. And the only reason I did was because at the time, I was receiving no help from the Board of Education. For the people who don't know, when you are visually impaired or have any other disability, the school board is supposed to assist you. For my disability, the school board is supposed to give me tools to help me read my papers, such as magnifiers or an iPad. But in the 6th grade, all I had was my mother helping me out the entire year. We did reach out to the school for help, but nothing ever happened. Even though I dealt with an impatient person back in 5th grade, I didn't realize how impatient people were until I got to 6th grade. In middle school, I realized I hated doing group work. Like I said earlier, due to my disability, it is hard for me to read regular size font papers. Since I did not have a digital magnifier at the time, it took me a long time to get any of my work done. So one day in math class, I was partnered with a guy that I knew to do a scavenger hunt. So we were doing the math problems, but there was a big problem. I was working too slow and he was getting pissed that I wasn't working at his speed. Him realizing how slow I was working, he had 2 options. Option 1, help me out, or option 2, even work by himself. He chose option 2.
Oh, that's tough.
He said to me, you're working too, so I'm going to work by myself because with you, we will never get this done. You didn't have to do me like that. With the way he was acting, you would have thought that whoever finished the scavenger hunt first got a cool prize, like free food or skip this homework assignment pass. But we literally got nothing for finishing the scavenger hunt. The scavenger hunt wasn't even graded, so my guy.
What's going on?
Another time I realized I hated doing group work was when I was in 8th grade. In 8th grade in my science class, for the majority of the year, I worked with the smartest girl in the class. Something my teacher should have realized is that pairing up a disability gang member and the smartest person in the class is not a good combo, because the amount of times I have seen a disappointed look on her face, or she would forget I was in her group, is crazy. And the worst part is, people from other groups would chime in and would say to her, oh, I see you're the one carrying the group, huh?
Oh, you bitch. I'm going to kill you and then kill you again.
And I was joking when I said she would forget I was working in her group. I told this story in my Looks Over Personality video, but I will tell it again. Basically what happened was we were working in a group of 4. It was me, her, and 2 popular kids. Since she was the smartest girl in the class, she was the leader of the group. So she assigned everyone their part of the assignment, gave the popular kids their part of the project first, and then she started working on her part without giving me my part of the assignment. I sat there for 5 minutes until she said to me, oh, Smokey, I forgot about you. Bitch, we've been working together for the entire year. How did you forget about me?
Well, maybe it's just because you're ugly.
Corny ass nigga.
So then she gave me my part of the project. So for the rest of the class, I was working on my part of the project. And then the next day, she gave my part of the project to the popular girl so that she could finish it. And I sat at the table doing nothing for the entire period because she didn't trust me doing any work for our project. When I got to high school, the treatment was pretty similar to middle school. People were still telling me to get glasses or get LASIK, but at least in high school, I finally had a digital magnifier to help me out with my assignments. Until I was told by the school's testing officer I couldn't use it while I was taking my SATs.
Oh, that's tough.
During my practice SAT, she came in my classroom and said I couldn't use it because my magnifier has a camera on it, and I could use that camera to take pictures and show to other people. I'm not going to lie. I understand why, but I rarely took pictures with my magnifier. I just said whatever and didn't take the test because I couldn't read it at all. And when it came time to take the actual SAT, they let me use my magnifier mainly because the Board of Education got on the testing officer's ass for what happened during the PSAT. And when I was about to take the SAT, the testing officer was mad the Board of Education got on her ass. So she wanted revenge and almost banned me from taking the SAT because she wanted to take her frustration out on me. It's crazy how people who are supposed to help you out don't even want to help you out because they feel like you're wasting their time.
Hey, that's a bullshit.
I think the biggest challenge I face with my disability is that I still act like I have 20/20 vision. Since I was able to see perfectly fine for the first 10 years of my life, and then it was taken away from me, it was really hard for me in my younger years to adjust to having a disability and ask for help. And it's especially hard to ask for help when a lot of people make you feel like a burden and would get mad at you when you don't work at their pace. I want to do a lot of things for myself for that reason, but I realize it's hard not to ask for help due to my disability. A quick disclaimer, I have never dated for other reasons I have explained on this channel. I wanted to bring this up because it has been brought to my attention that a lot of people who have disabilities struggle when it comes to dating. And it makes me wonder, will I have the same struggle or not? Me personally, I think I will struggle due to my past experiences, people treating me poorly in platonic situations due to nobody wanting to understand my disability, and also to the fact that society has taught people to care about themselves more than others. It's crazy the amount of times I've heard people say, oh, don't think people won't date you because of your disability. You'll find that person one day, and then these same people tell me, oh my God, people are just so selfish nowadays. They only care about themselves and how much money they're gonna make. I'm over here like, my God, if people are so selfish nowadays, where does that leave the disability gang at? We need people who are going to be patient, empathetic, selfless, and willing to help us out without getting irritated at us. Like, for example, me personally, since I cannot see well, I would prefer my partner to cook and clean for me. And no, this is not on any, oh, you're a sexist and you just believe that all women should be in the kitchen and you believe in gender roles.
Shut your goddamn ass up.
I think that it would just make my life a lot easier. Is it possible that I can cook? Yes, but it is still difficult to do it. Same goes for cleaning. I can do it, but then I'm always told I miss spots. But I think that it would just be easier for my future girl/wife to do it instead. And also things like driving. I don't trust myself to drive because I can't see the road in front of me. You drive, you see this. When I drive, I see this. So I would want my girl to drive instead. Passenger princess? Nope, can't do it. Driving duchesses? Yes, sir. And we know there are women out here who want to live their Disney fairy tale. So shit. You want me to win you some prizes at an amusement park? Bitch, I don't even know if you know who you are talking to. I can't even see my own toenails. No Disney fantasies over here. I know that there are 5 stages of grief, but I believe I only went through 3. First up, denial. For me, this lasted from the ages of 10 to 13. I was trying to act like I still had 20/20 vision. I did not want to ask for help. Ages 14 to 19 was my depression phase. Honestly, I'd rather say my severely sad stage. During this time, I was wondering, why did this have to happen to me? I was already seen as the ugly kid, and now being disabled makes it worse. Why did I have to be dealt with such a bad hand early in life? The amount of pain I felt during these years was insane. But finally, I have learned to accept and embrace my disability. It took me 9 years. Damn, that's depressing. But better late than never. I think what truly made me accept my disability is that I accept the reality of my situation. I accepted that there will be things in life that either I will not be able to do or I will have a hard time doing. Like, for example, becoming a doctor would make no sense. Like, would you really want a doctor that's partially blind performing a surgery on you? Like, just imagine that for a second. All right, Mr. Parker, are you ready to be put to sleep for your heart surgery? Yes, I am, but I do have a question. Okay, what is your question? Why do you have sunglasses on? Oh, you see, I am visually impaired and my light sensitivity is bad. That's why I have sunglasses on. You're visually impaired? Yeah, and I'm also partially blind. You're partially blind. I don't think I want to do this anymore. Can I get another doctor?
Oh no, sir, it's too late for that. You're mine now.
No. I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep.
Shh. Going to be okay.
The amount of malpractice lawsuits I would get would be insane, but that would be my reality. There are certain jobs I just cannot do due to my disability. I have accepted the fact that my life will be harder than the average person. And since I know my vision will be like this forever, and there's nothing I can do to fix it, I have made it a part of my identity. I now rep a disability gang with no shame. I have no problem telling people about my disability. I don't have a problem asking for help anymore. It took me a long time to accept it, but I'm glad I finally did. Even though I still have my insecurities about things that have happened in the past, and how it will affect my future experience with people, in particular dating, but we will see when the time comes. And even though I was made fun of a lot for my disability, and nobody truly understood why, and nobody truly understood what my disability was, I'm not really mad at any of those people, mainly just due to the fact that I didn't know what the problem was either. I didn't find out the true cause of my disability until I was 17 years old, a whole 7 years later after the fact that it already happened. So I couldn't tell anybody, oh, this is why it happened, until after I got out of high school. So I'm not really mad or like pissed off that like, oh, people made fun of me for this or for that. Like, I understand why they say go get glasses or go get LASIK, because that's the first 2 things that's gonna pop up when someone has an eye issue. So I don't blame anybody at all for not understanding my disability. Making fun of me for it, that's kind of some bullshit, I'm not gonna lie, nigga. But hey, if you made it this far, I appreciate you for listening to my story. And I hope you were able to understand every word I said, because I know it's hard for me to articulate my words, because I know I sound like door hinges. I sound like I smoke every day. I sound like I force myself to sound black. I don't speak normally. I sound like I'm inhaling when I speak. But if you were able to understand me, I appreciate you. I might just have to make a part 2 because I do have more stories on this topic. I just didn't want the video to be too long. Before I go, I just want to say thank you for all the love on my last 3 videos. All of them hitting over 1K views is insane to me. And thank you for 100 subscribers. I hope and pray for many more to come. I wish my fellow disability gang members the best in life. And with that being said, take it away, B-Dash.
Yes, goofy, suck my dick. But he shot, matter of fact, work a done, he people the knock. So the caffeine and rap, you ain't spinning this block. Say my name in the song, catch these bullets, they hot. How you gangsta and you tryna box? Get back for your man, say I caught him from shot. While you jacking my end, nigga, now my heart. Hop out, so bro, let's flop. Get it clicking, catch 32 shots, no pimp. That nigga a wreck, yeah, I heard he was snitching. I feel like the Yankees, my bullets, they pitch. Have my Udis and shots, and you know he ain't missing. Catch 25 shots, I ain't talking on Christmas. Winning the out, so broke at the blessing. Like what? Like how? Game